Moi everyone and welcome to Finish Your Plate. Cabbage rolls are the Nordic alternative to stuffed grape leaves. They can be found all over the Baltic region. I think the Polish have their own version, so do the Germans and the Swedes. Of course, Finns have their own version too. Most often, they're not served with a sauce, but rather they're just served with some mashed potatoes and some lingonberry jam. So join me and I'll show you how to make these Finnish cabbage rolls. So first we're going to start by sauteing the onions. I have here about a cup of diced onions. These were 2 small onions. I had red and white onion. You can certainly use yellow one. That's all right, whatever you have. Now that the pan is hot, we'll just add a little bit of oil and the onions. And we're going to add just a little bit of salt, some pepper, basic spices. We're not looking to really brown these onions, but more so just soften them up a little. Now that the onions are starting to brown, at this point I'm going to kill the heat. And then just transfer them to another container. So the next step, we're going to make some rice. I have here just a cup of rice. I'm just going to rinse it a little before cooking it. This is really to get rid of the extra starch. And now we'll just put the rice in our pot over here. And I have here some homemade chicken stock. You could use store-bought chicken stock, of course, or beef stock. Of course, you could just use water, but I feel like stock gives it a little bit of extra flavor, especially self-made stock like this. So we're going to do a standard 2-to-1 ratio of broth to rice. There we go, turn on the heat. Now our rice is ready, so we're going to move on to cooking the cabbage itself. So first what we're going to do with the cabbage is we're going to take this stem out. So how we're going to do that is we're just going to take a knife and then just go in an angle and take it out. If at first you don't succeed, try again. There we go. And the stem is out. There's still a little piece of the stem left, so I'm just going to use my knife and just go in there and dig it out. There we go. And put my cabbage head in here. We'll just add some hot water just to cover the entire cabbage. And we're going to cook this until the leaves start to come off. I've also heard that there's another method, which is putting the entire head of cabbage in a freezer for about 2 days, and then when you defrost it, it's gonna be just as soft and pliable as with the cooking method. I've not tried that method, so tell me in the comments if you have tried that. So anyway, we're just gonna wait until the leaves cook and then they start coming off. Okay, so now it's been a few minutes. Let's take a look. So with the fork, we're just going to see, yes, the leaves peel off. And we're just going to put it over here on our towel to dry off. So the advantage with the freezing method would be, of course, that you don't have to deal with all this hot water when trying to take the leaves out, which I think would be a big advantage. Well, these ones look like they're still just a little bit maybe undercooked on the inside. So I'm gonna put this one back in. And wait just a few minutes. So when the leaves are pliable like this, so what we're gonna do is, and there's this little part of the stem that we're gonna take out. So we're just gonna use a knife and then just take that part out, just so that the piece is even. So again, over here, there's that little piece of the stem. That we're gonna take out. There we go. So of course the outer leaves are gonna be a little bit more green, like this, and the inner leaves are gonna be a little bit more tender, more white in color. Some people prefer one or the other. And certainly with the green ones, you get kind of that healthy new cooking style of a look. But with the inner leaves, you get more that classic cabbage roll look. Now we have a whole stack of the leaves plus this last piece. So what we're going to do with this piece is we're just going to chop it up. So now we're going to make our filling. I have here 400 grams of ground beef, the onions that we softened earlier, 2 eggs, 2 deciliters of heavy cream, and we're also going to add some of this chopped cabbage back in here. Maybe about 2 cups worth. And we're going to mix. And of course, some salt. And pepper. So there's 2 different methods. There's either I've seen where the meat is cooked first and then added to the mixture, or like this where it's added to the mixture raw. And I'm just going to add just a little bit of ground allspice, which if you've seen my videos, you've noticed that that's a common ingredient in Finnish meatballs. And I almost forgot, let's add our rice into the mixture as well. Okay, so let's fill up our little cabbage burritos. We're going to take a leaf of cabbage, then we're going to put some of the filling, a couple tablespoons worth. It depends a little on the size of the leaf. And then we'll wrap it just like a burrito. We'll go around, fold the edges in, and then just roll it. And then we're going to place it here seam side down. And again, we're going to take the leaf, put a couple tablespoons of the filling, roll it, fold the edges in, and then finish the roll. There we go. Now that I have a whole tray ready, I'm just going to add some pats of butter. On these. Actually, maybe I can fit one more over here on the side. And we're going to drizzle on some non-blackstrap molasses. So these are now ready to go in the oven. They're going to go to 225 Celsius, about 450 Fahrenheit for about 45 minutes. And then we're going to lower the heat to 150 Celsius, about 300 Fahrenheit. Keep them in for another hour. So during baking, we're just going to baste the rolls a couple times with the liquid from the bottom. Okay, so our cabbage rolls are out of the oven now, and they look great. So to serve, I'm going to grab a couple of them. Oops. Dark side up, like that. In Finland, these are most often not served with a sauce, but rather just some mashed potatoes and a little bit of lingonberry jam. Here we go. Finnish cabbage rolls. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Finish Your Plate.